I haven't been to many games this week as I've been on holiday in the Scottish Highlands. Sadly, when we made our 2-day stop in Carlisle on the way, United didn't have a game. Their club shop wasn't even open, but that didn't stop me taking some pictures. Does that count as a ground tick? The groundhop police would be after me if I tried to claim that, but luckily for me there was a game on in the UK's northernmost city at the weekend. I am of course talking about the place where the River Ness meets the Moray Firth and the largest city in the Highlands, Inverness. The city itself is picturesque with its numerous historical landmarks, but just check out this backdrop for a football stadium. It's one of the most impressive I've come across so far. The Caledonian Stadium, home of Inverness Caledonian Thistle, was built in 1996 after the merger of two Highland League clubs, Caledonian and Inverness Thistle, 2 years earlier. Between 1994 and 1996, the new club had played its home matches at Telford Street Park, the previous home of Caledonian, but to gain entrance into the Scottish Football League they needed to move into a bigger ground. The Caledonian Stadium, or Sarens PSG Stadium as it's now known as of a couple of days ago, is an all-seater 7,500 capacity stadium which is mostly covered. We're sat at the Caledonian Stadium. I bought my ticket thinking we were in the covered section. Most of it's covered, but where we're sitting isn't. Hello wind and rain. Hello Scottish weather. It sits on the banks of the Moray Firth and is overlooked by the city's Kessock Bridge. We arrived a couple of hours before kick-off, which gave us time to have a drink in the sports bar and check out the club shop. I bought a pin badge and this scarf, which my wife claimed. Then we took our seats in the main stand. Great planning when I booked these seats. How windy is it?
Very windy.
With no burgers on sale, I had to go for this hot dog instead, which was just a standard Frankfurter, but I really enjoyed it. Back out to the wind then. Inverness Caledonian Thistle won the 3rd Division title in their very first season in the Scottish Football League, and a second promotion followed just 2 years later. The club's impressive rise to the top tier of Scottish football was completed in 2004, just 8 years after they'd been accepted into the league. Cali Thistle achieved their highest ever league position in the 2014-15 season, finishing 3rd behind Celtic and Aberdeen, but things have been a little more difficult for the club in the years since. They lost their SPL status in 2017, then after a number of financial issues they dropped back to League One in 2024. The club were competitive in League One, but a 15-point deduction for entering administration meant they were fighting at the bottom rather than the top end of the table. And had it not been for the heavy punishment, they would have finished runners-up to title winners Arbroath, but instead they were securing their League One survival. Despite Inverness Caledonian Thistle coming out of administration in June this year, they were still given a 5-point deduction ahead of the 2025-26 season, which is a standard add-on punishment for Scottish League clubs who enter administration. That 5-point deduction meant that they sat on the bottom of the league after matchday 1, despite their commanding 3-0 win at Kelty Hearts last weekend, but a win today would wipe out that deduction entirely. Saturday's opponents were Peterhead, who won promotion via the League 2 title last season, and life in League 1 had started off brilliantly for them. They started the day top of the table after a 4-1 opening day win against East Fife, so they would be full of confidence making the 2-hour trip from the East Coast. We didn't have the luxury of a roof over our heads, but I really liked this view, and it wasn't really rainy, just very windy. So out came the two teams, Inverness Caledonian Thistle in red and blue with Peterhead in black, and you can tell just from the interference on my phone how windy this one was. Let's go straight in. charcoal colour here. I'm currently in possession of a curse. The curse of whenever I go to the toilet or to get food, I miss a goal. And although I did actually see the home side's first goal, it happened as I was coming round the corner from a toilet stop. So, here's the players celebrating. Kingsland at home on Tuesday. How did he not score there? Half-time, Inverness Caledonian Thistle 1, Peterhead 0. In an entertaining end-to-end first half where the wind almost caught out both goalkeepers at least once, and the home side held a deserved lead. Full-time, Inverness Caledonian Thistle 2, Peterhead 0, in a game that saw the hosts control large portions and deservedly come away with the win. They were so composed on the ball. After that result, Inverness move up to 7th with 1 point, but they've already overcome the points deduction and look strong going into the remainder of the season. Peterhead dropped down to 3rd, but there's still a very long way to go in the league. I really enjoyed my trip to the Caledonian Stadium. It's a really impressive place to watch football, though they do warn you on the club's website that the weather is unpredictable. I guess that's the Scottish Highlands for you. It was bright and sunny 1 minute, then freezing cold winds the next. If you're a groundhopper, then this is definitely a stadium that's worth looking into. Just make sure you do a bit more research than I did if you want to shield yourself from the weather during your visit. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel if you've enjoyed this video. And I've got a busy week coming up as I'm filming a behind the scenes episode alongside my matchday vlog at Colville Town on Saturday. Then I'm making the trip up to the oldest football ground in the world on Sunday as Halland take on City of Liverpool in the FA Cup. Thanks for watching. Just approaching Nairn, just outside Inverness. It's been a hell of a journey. Look at this scenery.